Hello. I hope you are well, and I am back for my first video of 2025. So I missed last week, and I apologize. I just went outside for too long and did something naughty and didn't use sunscreen. So I actually got really badly sunburned, and so I needed to have a week off to sulk in my corner and realize that I should wear sunscreen because I went out to clean some windows in a bit of a huff and spent 5 hours outside. So really silly. So learn from my mistake. So yes, I'm back for my first video for 2025. And this was a card I was going to make last week. So I'm going to make it with you this week instead. So I'm just bringing up my measurements so that I've got those in front of me. But first of all, Happy New Year, because I haven't been on for this year yet. So I'm pre-recording this. So actually it's Friday. So it's the day I'm recording this yesterday. But I will be live in the comments. I'm just pre-recording because I've got a very busy weekend. So tomorrow, which will be today, I have the Stamping Lounge mini catalogue launch. So we're actually having a party to launch these two catalogues. And we've got 9 classes that we're doing between Mayashwari, Michelle, and myself. So super busy. We've got fun stuff happening, games and the whole works. So very, very excited. And then when you're watching this, so tomorrow, Sunday, I'll be heading off to Victoria to spend some time with my lovely friend Leanne and all the puppies. And then I come back on Friday and have the Stamping Lounge monthly class on the Saturday morning, and then my video that will be for here. So I've got a very busy couple of weeks. We've also got the Stamping Lounge retreat coming up that I'm preparing for. Obviously, we've got our monthly class. Anyway, I'm jabbering on. So I realise that if this is your first time watching me, hello and welcome. My name's Kayla, and I am a Stampin' Up demonstrator, paper crafter, card maker, all the things from Tasmania in Australia. I've been crafting for a long time. I've lost count of how long, but it's been most of my life. So probably 16, 17 years maybe. And I have a blast. This is my favorite thing to do, to come live and teach paper crafting. I absolutely love it. So I couldn't sell ice to Eskimos. I'm not a big sales pitch person. I just love to teach what I do, basically. But I do have a shop, so I should mention that you can always buy the products that I demonstrate, and I do love and appreciate all the support people give me. So I will pop that up. This is my host code, and you can see my website underneath that. That has a link on my website to where you can download the PDFs for the catalogs. You can find my shop, my host code, the whole works there. I also, that is the wrong one. I will, that's also got a little link to the website there as well. So yes, all the products I show generally at the time of recording the video are available. I do my best to use current product. Also, when you shop with me, you get a free tutorial. So you can buy these. If you're international and can't shop with me, you can actually buy the tutorials, which you'll find on my website at calabrene.com as well. I have every monthly tutorial up there for sale, and they're 22 Australian dollars with an instant PDF download. So yeah, I have a cool card in the January tutorial using the terrific toadstools. So the other thing I like to do, other than have my shop and my little tutorials, is I developed a thing called the Stamping Lounge with my really good friends Mayashwari and Michelle. And that's why I'm busy, because I do a lot of teaching over there. So if you want to learn more and see more than just my weekly videos, we do a lot over at thestampinglounge.com. And you can sign up for a monthly subscription. So you'll find that at thestampinglounge.com. And that gives you access behind the doors to lots of stuff, including the monthly classes. They're all included. The mini catalogue launch that we did today, that was included for members. So there's lots of things over there that we do. And we're also having an additional retreat coming up, which is in addition to the membership. So if you want to join, it's $54.95 Australian to get you virtual access to the retreat. If you're in Australia, however, you can purchase the retreat kit. And even if you're a demonstrator, you can purchase it. It actually gives you the $54.95 access free included. Plus you get some awesome gifts and things in there. Plus all of the retreat project kits cut for you. Everything is there ready to go in a cute box. That's really cute. So that's available to sign up for at the moment. The retreat kits will stop on the 26th of January because we need time to get them all together, pack them, cut them, all of that jazz. So that is happening. And let me tell you, I've got one of the projects sitting on my desk, and that we do 6 fun folds, by the way. So if you love fun folds, we do lots of that, lots of ideas, and we do also provide lots of alternative samples. So you may not have the storybook moments stuff. It may not be your thing, that's fine, but you can use the ideas and tutorials for much more than just the storybook stuff. So there's lots of ideas, and we do provide alternative samples with different products. Other than that, this month we have so much going on. I don't even know where to start, and I want to get into crafting, but we've got the new mini catalogue that's been launched, the celebration brochure's been launched, a new scrapbooking brochure which you can only view online, as well as loads of new online exclusives. So everything has launched at the same time. So there's products galore. These new online exclusives are super cute, and I will be using one of the new online exclusives for next week's video. They are all up in my online store, as well as 3 new creativity kits. So there's a card, two lots of card kits, and a really cute I think it's called Birthday Bash, which looks like it makes some cute like gift card holders and bags and things like that. So all of that is available. You can find all the links for my store, the creativity kit section, the Stampin' Lounge, all in the video description. So I'm pretty sure that is all the jazz. Now I do have a copy of the mini catalogue and celebration brochure in front of me. We haven't been able to show the insides of these because we're not allowed to until it goes live. So if you have shopped with me this year, sorry, not this year, in the last year, you would have got one of these in the mail from me with a celebration brochure. There is some seriously cute stuff in here, and I'm not going to go through the whole thing because I've done videos showing the products that I got as well. So this is pretty much the jazz. But how cool is this? Stampin' Up now provide little sketches that you can use for inspiration. This is the mix and match that's kind of new to Stampin' Up. If you're a beginner, that's a great idea of where to start. There's also this Memories and More, which is great, like a memory keeping project life. I still call it that, even though I don't think that's a current name anymore. But there's lots of cute stuff in here. I'll give you a sneak. This is the suite that we're using at our retreat, and it's got these 2 really cute bundles. We're focusing on Storybook Friends. However, there'll be a bonus class that uses the Storybook Garden as well. The paper is super adorable, and there's lots of ideas in here. And this also comes with, it's not in this brochure, but it's got a hint of scrapbooking here. And it talks about the fact that you can get a scrapbooking workshop kit. So if you really like this suite and you want to try some memory keeping, there's also a scrapbook workshop kit. Now, I do want to have this out. I've just been playing with this one. I think I might have a weekly video using the butterflies as well, just because it's super cute. Comes with a hybrid folder, which is adorable. And then what else have I got? I've just made a card which you can see on my blog tomorrow that uses the For the Books bundle. So really, really cute. I'm a bit of a bookworm. Don't know about you, but I love books. And so I was really attracted to this bundle. I don't know if you can see, but it comes with a stamp set as well as a die set, and they're really cute to work together. But today, what I'm using, I might have skipped past it actually. Yes, I did. This is the Darling Dinos bundle, and I was really attracted to this. I just think it's cute, it's whimsical, it's funky. So yes, I'm going to use this one today. It's $1 million set by Diana Gibbs. So when you sell over your lifetime as a demonstrator, I think it's 1 million CSV, which is the commissionable sales volume. you get to have your name on a stamp set or help design one. So Diana designed this one that comes with some cute matching dies, and I just think it's adorable. So that's the one that I'm going to use today. Anyway, I've got all of that going on. Celebration brochure obviously has started. So if you don't know what Celebration is, or maybe you're new to Stamping Up, you get, this is the biggest sale of the year. So in January and February, for every $100 Australian that you spend, you're entitled to a free product. If you spend $200, you're entitled to one of the level 2 products or 2 level 1. So basically for every 100, there's some kind of reward. I think there's 10 or 11 level 1s to pick from, as well as 2 level 2 stamp sets. Now this one I think is going to be very popular here in the South Pacific. It is the Friendly Seagulls, because right now we're in the summer, warmer months where we go to the beach. We have lots of beach type fun with our French fries, throwing them at the seagulls. So yeah, I think that one's going to be very popular. I love the toadstool paper, but my other favorite is the sequins. That's probably my top fave from the Celebration options. Also, I've done something with this one. It's really cute. This is a level 2 product. So you need to spend the $200 to get that one, because it comes with a stamp and a die. The other couple of things during Celebration that I thought I would quickly mention is that there's always some kind of joining offer during Celebration. So you can choose to buy a starter kit, which is always the best option, even when it's not a sale, because you not only get a discount on all your purchases, but you get freebies in your starter kit as well as free postage. So normally you would get $66 in free product in your starter kit plus free postage, but during Celebration you get that, but you also get the choice of 2 sets of markers. So you can choose from the brights, neutrals, regals, or subtles, and they are, I believe, worth $63. I don't know, that's coming to mind. And then you get a free exclusive stamp set. So this stamp set's only available for free when you join during Celebration. So it's saying it's an additional $162 in product. So the $162 plus the $66 that you get free anyway, plus the free postage. So really great time to join. If you don't want the markers and the stamp set, you can just choose an extra $51 in product. So it's up to you. There's option 1 or option 2. So there is that. I would definitely recommend taking advantage of that. You don't have to sell anything or run a business. You can just simply join for the discount and get your stuff cheaper. So it's like having a VIP discount. The other thing during Celebration is if you place an order of $500 or more, or you host a party, maybe your friends get together and place orders together, you get additional host rewards. So I know there's talk about the host system and reward system changing at Stamping Up, and that is happening in the near future. We don't have a date yet, but at the moment it's still done exactly the same. So when you reach $500 in an order, you get an additional $50 in free stamping rewards. Now, I can't remember off the top of my head what the percentage is, but $50 is the extra amount. So you would get a certain percentage on top of that, plus your $50. So it's definitely worthwhile placing that larger order. Maybe you would be entitled to 5 level 1 products, or 2 level 2s and 1 level 1 freebie product, plus your extra stamping rewards if that $500 order was all yours. Maybe you want to go in with 5 friends and you spend $100, they all spend $100, in which case you would get the extra $50 plus a Celebration reward. So there's lots to be excited about during Celebration. If you would like to know more about any of those things I spoke about, let me know. Now I'm going to switch and talk about the card we're making today. So this is the card we're making today, and it is called a slide and lock card. There's different variations of this card, but this is the one I'm going to show. So basically, and this actually does use a new online exclusive as well. So this here slides up and down this channel, and we pull that out completely, and it's like a gatefold design, and we open up. And aren't the sentiments cute? Hope your birthday is dynamite. So then this here is some circles, and they actually have a little bit of dimension only in the middle. And what that allows you to do is slip this back onto that channel And I feel like I can get it on every time, but then someone's watching or I do a video and I struggle. Anyway, you can slip it in one side and then it's easier to put on in place. It's because I don't have it through the I'm not doing it properly. Hold on. So the idea is that you stick it in there and then on the other side. There we go. That's how you do it. Okay, so I'm going to put it together. I've chosen a little bit of a different color palette for this one. So I've brought in some Azure Afternoon or Azure Afternoon, however you want to say that color. And then I've also got some Fresh Freesia, and I'm going to bring in some Petunia Pop. So I've got a little bit of a different color palette, but I thought I would change it up. Now, these circles that I'm using are actually from a new set. They're called the Around It All dies, and they're a bit of a wonky circle. And I thought these would go really well because they remind me of rocks, like, you know, a regular shaped rock or a circle. But these are they're deceptively big. So in the catalogue, they don't look as big as they are. But this largest one here is 5.5 inches. So they're quite big. That'd be great for scrapbooking, things like that. So they're one to look out for. I didn't get the stamp sets that go with it. I just got the dies. So I have used, I probably shouldn't mention, I think it's this one. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, the 6th smallest die, and I've cut out 2 of them exactly the same. So that's what we're going to use for our slide and lock mechanism. Now I have gone ahead and stamped a few bits. I should actually show the bundle. So this is the bundle here. This is the stamp set. And then we've got the coordinating dies. Now the dies cut out all of those little image shapes, apart from there's a couple of textured ones like the grass, and there's some little dots and spots, and some little dino tracks like they've been walking on the ground. This one here, I had no idea what that was at first. It's actually funky little glasses to pop on your dino. Now I don't know. Oh, here we go. I've got one pre-colored. See this, how cute is it? The dino is wearing glasses. Now, I think this is super cool, not just for a little boy's card, but a funky girl's card as well. So you could use it for baby cards, anything you want. So you've got your terrific happy birthday, hope your birthday is dynamite, you're the best, I love you. And I love this one. So raw means, and there's a little space in dinosaur. So you could have raw means you're terrific in dinosaur, or raw means I love you in dinosaur. So you can mix and match those sentiments. Okay, so let's get started. I'm also using the dotted, I think this is called the dotted circles embossing folder. This is one of our large embossing folders, and I loved how it looked doing the embossing because the circles sort of lead your eye inwards to that center focal point. So let's do that bit first, and then I'm going to show you how to cut the actual card itself, which I have. If you are new to watching, I do these videos every week, and I do include the measurements, and I do my best to include them in metric and imperial where I can. And this week I have done that. It took me a bit to work it out, but hopefully the measurements are okay. Now I'm going to just emboss my piece here. Now this one is a 3D embossing folder, so you will need to do a slightly different sandwich, and for some reason I'm hoping I get the sandwich right because I'm having a mental blank. So I'm going to place that in my embossing folder, and I'm actually centering it because I want that sort of circle in the center to be in the center of my piece. So I've got plate 1 and plate 4, and that is the sandwich that you need when you're doing a 3D embossing folder. I might run it in forward and back just to make sure that I've got a nice embossed piece. So let's put that to the side now, and then we can pull this out and see how cool that is. I love it. So if you don't have this embossing folder, it's definitely worth getting. Okay. So now what I want to do is actually add a little bit of color to this. So this is Fresh Freesia, but I'm going to bring in some Petunia Pop. I just thought that might be a nice color combination. So I'm going to do a little bit around my edges. I'm not going to be too fussy. I'm just wanting to add a little bit. We are going to cut this. Okay, now I'm just going to literally run a little bit over the top with what's left on my glass mat because I want that to still be lighter in the center, but adding a little bit just catches the tops of the embossed piece. Now I'm just going to give my glass mat a little clean. If you haven't seen these glass mats, they are actually still available. I believe they were a celebration option last year, but then Stampin' Up, people love them so much that they cried out for them to be a product. So Stampin' Up did bring them as a product and they're available in the online exclusive section. So if you want one of those, they are definitely available. Okay, so we're going to bring in our trimmer now. Now I've got my piece of cardstock, which is almost a standard card base. It's 14.8 by 20.5. So essentially I've cut 0.5 of a centimetre off the length. So in Imperial, it's 5.5 by 8.25. So it's 1/4 of an inch off the length. Now the reason you cut a little bit off the length is for that channel in the middle. You could do a normal card base, do your gatefold and then cut it off, but I thought it was easier to do it this way. So in saying that, I'm just going to make sure that I have cut my bit off. Yeah, I have. Now I'm going to make 2 scores. So I want to score at 5 centimeters, and then I'm going to score at 15.5. So I just want to make sure I have got that lined up. Now in Imperial, that would be 2 inches and 6 1/4. So you essentially have a 2-inch flap on either side. Otherwise, it will be a 5 centimeter flap. Now, let's now bring this in. Hopefully, I actually did quote those measurements correctly. Yes. Okay, so now what you should have, hopefully you can see that okay, is a small channel where it doesn't meet. Now what that will do is create the little channel for our piece to move up and down. Okay, so that's our card base. Now we want to actually cut this piece that we've got, so it's going to be 2 panels. Now, of course, I didn't actually, I believe, write that down so I remembered. Okay, I'm going to go with that. So I want to cut this in half at 4.7 and hopefully I've got that right. So let's go 4.7. Otherwise, this piece, I might need to line that up again. This piece that we've embossed and coloured will be 5 3/8 by 3 3/4. So it'll be 3 3/4 across by 5 3/8, and you'd cut it in half at 2 7/8. So that's the Imperial version. Now I found it easier to do that than lining it up and cutting it afterwards because I sort of wanted this circle to remain in the center. Now I think my blade is either a little bit blunt or my cardstock's still a little bit wet from adding that inking, because what we're going to do now is actually line them up so it sort of looks like that circle's still going to meet in the middle. That's why I found it easier to get it the exact size and cut in half after you have embossed and inked. Okay, so now I'm going to stick this to my card base. So I'm just going to add a little bit of glue, and I'm going to adhere this direct butted up against that center, the center cut on the card. I want to make sure we're even there. Give that a press down, and then I'm going to adhere the other side here. Okay. Now let's do the same thing. Move that there and then give that a press, and then we have that bit sorted. So that bit's all cut and ready to go. Now I'm just gonna bring that over. Okay, so now let's work on our slide and lock mechanism. So I've cut 2 of these out of Fresh Freesia. So this is the 6th smallest piece. I'm going to bring back in my Petunia Pop ink and add a little bit to my blending brush, and I'm actually just going to go around my circle here, my very wonky circle. So this is a bit funky because you wouldn't think that dinosaurs would normally come in your purple colour, but I quite liked that they're very whimsical. And you can go bright colours, you can do whatever you like. Now, I did forget to add a little bit of spritzing, so I wanted to go to town with that a little bit. I might bring in some, I'm going to cover that up because I want to only add it to the flat bit. So I'm just going to add a little bit of Berry Burst. I think I added Shy Shamrock on the other one, the greens. So there, I've done a little bit of spritzing just to my card front. Now I want to add a little bit to these ones. Doing the back one, you don't really need to because it's going to be the back, but I've just done it anyway, so I could use either one. Okay, so I'll clean up my desk again. Now we want to adhere these together. So we're just going to find where they match up. So just move them around until you get a matching edge. Now I just realized that you have to do it like that. So I inked the wrong side, but that's okay because we don't really need it. Okay, so now what you're going to do is one of these is going to sit behind and one of them is going to sit at the front there, and that's what's going to make the channel. But we want to make sure they match up. So I'm going to use some of my foam adhesive strips. I found that a bit easier. So I'm just going to pull one of those off. And I'm going to just stick it sort of central on that circle. Okay, and then make sure that's pressed down nicely. Peel that up and then match this back up again. So want that nice and even on there. So give that a press down and then pull your card in and test this out. So we want to just push that in and then we've got a nice sliding piece. So you don't want your foam adhesive to be too thick so it catches on that track, and you don't want it to be too thin so it falls through the track too easily. So that's why I found these measurements to work best, because it provided a track that wasn't too big or too small. And it allowed those foam adhesive strips to be the right size. So that's essentially our fun fold. Now we're going to start decorating. So I have pulled in a few bits and bobs. I actually stamped out a whole sheet of these dinosaurs and sat there and had some fun colouring on one of our Stamping Lounge catch-ups. So every month we tend to go on, or we do go on, and just sit there and craft and chat. So the Stamping Lounge, the big reason of it is community. So we had a lot of fun just sitting there, and I was sitting there colouring these dinosaurs. And so I did say to the girls that I would share what I make in the end. So I'm going to link this video over there so they can check out what I ended up making with my dinosaurs. Okay, so I have stamped out 3 of the sunflowers, and then I've stamped out 2 of the rocks, a party hat, 2 of those little love hearts, and I've stamped out some of the leaves. So I've done 3 lots of the groups of 2 leaves and 1 of that. And then I have stamped out 2 of the different dinosaurs, which I haven't coloured yet. I thought that I would colour those ones with you. So I'm going to colour the dinosaurs with you and then we'll put it all together. So to be honest, I haven't decided what colours I'm doing the dinosaurs. I actually thought I'd wing it and do it with you. So I'm going to just colour and decide as I go. So I'm going to bring in Smoky Slate to start off with. And I'm going to just do the little feet, claws, I'm not sure what you call them, and the little horns, the spikes of the dinosaur. So this is just Smoky Slate, and I'm doing it entirely in the light Smoky Slate. I will leave that for a moment to just dry. I like to sort of let it dry for a second so that it doesn't all seep in. Now I'm going to take some Summer Splash, and I've got the light Summer Splash here. I'm just going to do his little dots there. Now let's bring back in our dark Smoky Slate, and I'm just going to add a little bit of highlights to the horns and these little tootsies. I've got my dark Summer Splash. I'm going to come in and add a little bit of dark to his spots. Now, if you're watching this and you were anywhere near those terrible fires, I really hope that you and your family are safe. I've been seeing a few of the updates and those wildfires look really scary. So I hope that any of my followers that are that way are safe, because that's a bit scary. I know we've got some fires happening over here at the moment, but those particular fires look very scary. So this is the color lifter, and I'm just sort of using it to sort of blend and lift some of the color. Okay, so I might bring in some fresh, is this fresh freesia? Yes. And I'm going to do, I don't know what you call this bit, but his little frills. I don't even know what, I think that's a T-Rex, but I know, I feel like I would know the name of this one if someone said it, but speaking of dinosaurs, my nephew is crazily good with dinosaur trivia. I think he might be a year and a half younger than Elijah, but he loves dinosaurs, particularly when he was a bit younger, but he still loves dinosaurs and he knows all the names. He'd be horrified about my lack of knowledge, I reckon. Okay, so I definitely should make him a card with this one. His birthday's in July. Okay, so there's my fresh freesia. Now, I think I might go, I don't know how juicy this marker is, but I've got some light Pool Party, and I think it would be a bit cute to do his body in just some Pool Party. So I'm keeping the colours in the cool tones. I have been playing with colour combos because I was working on another video that will come out this month, and I was mixing up the colour combos yesterday. It was rather fun. I've been getting it very organised so that I'm not too stressed, because it is school holidays here at the moment. So Elijah doesn't go back to school until his birthday, actually. His birthday lands on the first day of school. So he's on the 6th of February. And I did say to him, I said, my birthday is the 20th of December. And when I was growing up, it still is actually quite often the last day of school. So we are opposites. He's the first day and I'm the last day. So yes, he's on holidays for a little while longer yet. So I've been trying to get organised so that I'm allowing for time to do things with him still while not being too rushed with Stampin' Up. Okay, so I've done my layer of light. Now I'm going to come back in with my dark fresh freesia and just add a little bit of highlights to my dinosaur on his frill. Okay. I might go around a little bit of the edges here. And then let's bring in some dark Pool Party. And I just want to add some of my highlights to my dinosaur. Not being too particular. I think I might add my dark around my spots. Back in the day, I would have been too terrified to colour live because I'm not super great at colouring, but, you know, I figure there's lots out there that want to see just the basics of colouring, which I'm definitely only going to show the basics because some people are naturally talented at colouring, but I'm probably not one of those people. But I don't mind sharing the bit of knowledge I do have. So I'm just going to blend out the light fresh freesia. And then I really love adding a bit of highlighting in with the colour lifter. The best thing I can say about colouring is don't stress and approach it with a carefree attitude, because that's what I do. I don't worry myself too much because then it takes the fun away from colouring, I think. So I just go with the flow and I go with what makes me happy. Okay, so now I'm going to come in with I just have to check that I've got the right marker, with the light pool party. And I just want to blend the lines where I've added between the light and the dark. So I'm just sort of blending out those lines. And I don't worry too much about the middle, because having a lighter middle sort of makes it look more dimensional, I think. And that's the benefit of stamping blends as opposed to stamping wrap markers, is they have that blendability. So the stamping wrap markers, you're going to get a more of a solid color, whereas these, you can achieve that blended look. Now my pool party markers are on the drier side, so I'm sort of having to go over a few times. Okay. Now I can bring in my color lifter, and I'm literally just going to add a little bit towards the centers and just around a little bit, and it sort of helps provide a little bit of texture as well. It's a bit fun. Okay, so there is that dinosaur. Now I think I might go a bit wild on this one, so I'm going to add some lemon lime twist, and I think I'm going to do that to his spikes. I always call it a he, but it could be a she. Okay, and then for the spots, I think I might actually bring in the fresh freesia. So I sort of have them a little bit matching. They could be reliefs. And then this has got to go on the front, so I don't want to go, I still want it to look a little bit like it matches. So for the little belly patch, I'm going to add a little bit of Summer Splash. Now that's the light Summer Splash. I might stick with the little claws being Smoky Slate. Okay, then I'm going to come in with my dark lemon lime twist. Just add a little bit of shading. Same with my fresh freesia. I'm just going to add a little bit of the dark. Create a bit of depth. And I'll do the same with my Summer Splash. And then we've got our dark Smoky Slate. So even though that's a little area, it can be quite nice to add a little bit of variation. Just going to go over and blend out that line a little bit. And for the little spikes, I'm just going to blend the two together with the color lifter. Now, what color for the dinosaur? I could do a Mazur Afternoon. I must admit, I don't use this color often. It's not a go-to color for me. I tend to go for Blueberry Bushel. I'm a Blueberry Bushel fan. This is a very random color combo now. I've stuck it on, but it's too late now, so we're going with it. So I'm just going to go around my little spots. I think these would be cool to do watercolored as well. It might give the dinosaurs a bit of a different look. So I'm entirely colouring the rest of, I keep going to call it a dragon. I probably have, if I look back on the recording, I apologise if I've called them dragons. Okay. So get rid of the cap that I'm holding. I can tell that I don't use this marker much because it's very juicy. It's very cool because this month, or the last bit of December, sorry, now I can't remember if it was Rochelle or Mayatwari, did a basics of stamping blends, which was really cool. So if you want to learn more about how to use stamping blends, there is a class on that over on the lounge, which is very cool because I know people like me can definitely benefit from videos like that. And that's the cool thing, because over at the lounge we kind of are all very different with the things we love. So you get to see lots of different content. Okay, so I'm just adding in some shadowing with my not blueberry, azure afternoon. So I'm not adding it everywhere, I'm just choosing a few spots. And then I will go and blend it out. I think I need a drink of water. I'm feeling very thirsty. I'm trying to keep my water uptake good, especially at the moment. Okay, now let's just blend those together so we have a nice even colour. Okay. When you're colouring with blends also, they do change slightly as they dry, so they will lighten up and blend a bit more, I've found. So always leave it a little bit before you go and continue adding colour, because it will change slightly. So when you first colour it, it's not an exact representation of how it's going to dry. So sometimes when I get this far, I might go in and just add a little bit more dark if I feel like it needs it. I may or may not go and blend that out again with the light, because it's still quite wet, which means that it will naturally blend. Okay. And then I can come in with my colour lifter, and this is when I might sort of add a little bit of highlights to a few areas. Might bring some into that belly. Okay, so they're our two, I went to call them a dragon again. Okay, so I'm not going to put away the blend. I'm always naturally inclined to pack up my desk as I'm going, because that's actually how I craft. I know some people are going, what? But I can't stand having a messy desk. So, but when I'm doing a live video, I'm like, honestly, I do not have time. Okay, so I have stamped a sentiment from the stamp set and heat embossed it in white on black, and I'm just going to trim that out because I just want I just want a strip, and then I'm going to cut that down into two. So don't be afraid to cut your sentiments. Like, you don't have to cut the stamp, but cut the stamped piece, because you don't have to use them as they come. So here I've cut the happy birthday in two. In fact, I might just cut that down a bit more, and I'm just going to do it with scissors. So I want that to be a little bit thinner. So I'm just going to give that a bit of a chop. Okay, now I'm going to start piecing together my little piece that's going to go on here. So I've got these few different pieces here. I'm going to just sort of start arranging them how I think I might want them. Now, one of these, that dinosaur, a rock, and a sunflower is going to be for the inside. So I'm just going to set those to the side so I know I will not use those. I'm going to add a sunflower. I love these little sunflowers. They're so cute. And then we're going to have a butterfly. Not a butterfly, sorry, a love heart. And then I want to pop a party hat onto Look, there's golden retriever hair on the card. Surprise! We've just had our heat pump clean today, and things like golden retriever hair go into things like that. But it wasn't too bad. It wasn't as bad as I thought. Now I'm just going to stick this party hat on top of my dinosaur because I think that's a bit cute. Okay, so let's start sticking down. I could fuss about cards all day long, but sometimes it's better to just start sticking because otherwise a card that's meant to take 20 minutes takes 2 hours, if you're like me. Okay, so I'm just going to add a sunflower. This one I'm going to pop. I'm going to use the rock as a bit of a guide, but I'm going to pop this sunflower sort of sticking behind in there. And then my other sunflower is going to go over the top. So I'm just going to add my rocks down first so that I know that's going to go in there. And I'm going to add a set of 2 leaves. Add a little bit of glue. You could use glue dots if you want. If glue is not your thing, you could use some glue dots. Now, I'm just going to add in my other set of sunflowers, and then let's pop our dino up on some dimensionals. Now I think I've got to open a new sheet because I've only got my minis, and I don't know about you, but I'm not really, I don't grab it. I know we all got excited when mini Stampin' dimensionals came out, but I don't gravitate towards minis. I'm more of just a normal Stampin' dimensional person. And then I end up cutting them when I need a mini, which really makes no sense, does it? So in case you didn't know, actually, I probably should share this. We do actually have 3 different types of dimensionals. So you can get the normal standard dimensionals, which are this size, or you can get a set of minis, which are tiny little ones, or you can actually get a black set, which are handy if you're putting something up on black cardstock because the white really stands out. Now, the black set, I believe, comes with 4 sheets, not 3, and it comes with 2 of the standard size and 2 of the mini size. So there are options with our Stampin' dimensionals. The standard packs come with 3 sheets. So the black ones are a little bit more expensive, and you might be wondering why, but that is because they come with 4 sheets. Okay, so I'm just going to add a few of my dimensionals. I think 4 will do. I actually realised that I don't want the party hat one up too high because it might stick off a little bit. Okay, so then we can stick our dinosaur in there. Then I don't know, did I stick the heart? No, I did not. Now, I added a bit of twine to my original one, but I added the natural linen thread. Now, I've got out a few colours because, I don't know, I think I might actually go with the Night of Navy. I think that'll look a bit cute. So this is the natural tones. It comes in a garden, I think it's garden green, as well as a copper clay and a Night of Navy. So it comes in a few different colours. I love linen thread. It's a bit different to baker's twine. It's a bit of a stiffer, well, it's like a linen texture, but it ties a bit differently. And what did I just do to that? Goodness me. Yeah, it ties a bit differently. So it's very nice to tie bows with. So I don't know if I've done this one too big or not, but we'll soon find out. So I've just tied a double bow, and I like to run the tail through my nail and my finger because it gives them a nice curl, usually. Sometimes they have a mind of their own. Okay, so I was going to tie or have my linen thread bow in there and then have my happy birthday over the top. So I might just cut the tails a bit smaller though. Okay. I'm going to take these off for a second and grab a glue dot. And I just want to use the glue dot to sort of adhere down my bow. And then I'm going to add in my happy birthday. Now, this one is going to attach the dinosaur, which is dimensional, onto something that's not dimensional. So this is kind of where the minis might actually be useful, because this is a very small strip. So I'm going to add a mini on one end and then add a dot of glue on the other. That will allow me to adhere it over the top, and it's got a bit of dimension on the end that needs it. So let's do the same to this one. I'm going to add a mini dimensional and then a little bit of glue. And then we'll stick that down. You might need to hold it for a second for that glue to adhere to that piece. My son is being very loud. That's the downside of filming on school holidays. Even when you tell them to be quiet, they're not necessarily quiet. Now, I think I have a couple extra of these leaves, so I don't know whether to stick them onto the card or just to leave it as it is. Okay, so I want to add a little bit of Winter Stella, because every card needs a bit of sparkle in my opinion. And then let's embellish. I'm going to add some of these rainbow, they're called rainbow adhesive back dots, and I really do love these. So I think there's enough colours to be able to make this work. So I'm going to add a couple. I don't know what blue this is, but it really does match. So we've got our blues and we've got some purples. Might even add another one of those blues over here. And then I'm going to add some to the card itself. So I'm going to add a purple and then another blue, and we might go with a bigger blue down here and a smaller purple. So as you can tell, I'm really not afraid of using embellishments. Actually, that blue looks a little bit weird there because it's right next to that other blue. So I might move it there like that. So how cute is that? They look like little rocks. Okay, so then let's do our inside. I've got a layer of basic white and a layer of fresh freesia to add some fun to the inside. So I'm going to add a little bit more blending. I'm going to go with my Petunia Pop again, and I have quite a bit left on this blending brush, so I'm just seeing if that'll be enough to add some blending over here. And I think that'll be enough. Let's add a little bit of Berry Burst to imitate what we've done on the card front. And then here we're going to add a sentiment. Now I just need to find my stamp set. So I've got Happy Birthday, and I put Hope Your Birthday is Dynamite. I think I might do the same one. And let's stamp that in some Berry Burst, I think. Make it nice and bright. So I'm just going to ink that up and then stamp this towards the middle. Pretty. Okay, so then let's add a little bit of decoration. I'm going to add my dinosaur, a set of the rocks, and then my heart. I actually thought I was adding a sunflower, but I didn't on the original. I could do it on the inside, but it might be a bit much. I don't know. I think it might be a bit much. So let's add our dinosaur. Now I want to add this as far as I can to the left-hand side so that it doesn't sort of impede seeing in that gap there. Now let's add these rocks. We're going to add them over the top there because it's like the dinosaur's behind, and I've got a little heart here which I coloured with Azure Afternoon. Then we're going to adhere this piece to our layer of fresh freesia. Okay, and then we can stick this one down, so we need to pull out our slide and lock mechanism, and then we're going to stick this one to the center, so it's like the gatefold. Then when you close that up, you will be able to see a little bit of that sentiment, but that's covered with our slide and lock mechanism, but you can't see the dinosaur that's hiding behind there. And then we pop our slide and lock mechanism. So we pop one side in first, and then the foam adhesive strip should sit into the channel. So it can take a bit of practice on how to do it. And you may need to, mine's actually sitting, once you get in one side, it's fine. It's just getting those in. That is the trick. There we go. So that is the finished card. It was a lot of fun to make. And then we've got two, so I'll pop this one on here, making sure that I'm doing that bit. Then we've got two different colorways. So you'll have to let me know in the comments which is your favorite, the purple or the green. I've also done some matching envelopes. So I stamped out my dinosaur in my green. So I've done lemon lime twist and a bit of shy shamrock for that card. And for this one, I've done some fresh freesia and petunia pop for a matching envelope for this one. And if you flip them over, I did a little bit of stamping on the back. So what I did to do this one is grab a scrap, which I popped underneath in the flap there. I inked it all up with a blending brush with some fresh freesia, and I stamped that little rock pattern in some petunia pop. So with this one, I did the same. I actually added the purples as well to the green one because I've got a purple dinosaur. So you could actually do that with this one and add some Azure Afternoon and maybe some Blueberry Bushel rocks. It would look really good. So they are the finished slide and lock cards. I hope you enjoyed seeing how easy it is to make this type of fun fold. Super easy. I've got a ton of leftover dinosaur bits, so I'm going to have fun making something a little bit different. Other than that, I will still be here next week because I get back from Victoria on Friday, but I'm heading off tomorrow and I can't wait. Who knows? I might post a picture while I'm over there of some cute puppies. Okay, so thanks for watching. Be sure to check out the host code for January if you want to buy any of these products. They're all available now, and that gets you the free tutorial and a handmade card and gift in the mail from me. Other than that, yeah, check out the new products for January. There's lots going on. We've got our new catalogue available, the scrapbooking brochure, and don't forget that you can get those celebration products free at the moment. That was it. I think I've covered everything. I had fun making this card with you today, and I'm off to clean off my desk and get prepared for the mini catalogue launch that will be over by the time you watch this video, but I'm very, very super keen for that. So thanks for watching, and as usual, please comment. Let me know which is your favourite, and give the video a thumbs up. I would much appreciate it. It helps me a lot. So have a lovely weekend, everyone, and I will see you all soon. Bye.